So now let us start with for loop. Okay. So let me share my screen first. Okay. So let us say loops. First of all, loops. Okay. So as we have already studied in Python, for loop, while loop. Okay. The logic behind all the loops is same. The only difference between Python and Java is the syntax. And one more loop we have, that is do while loop. Fine. So let us first understand when do we use loop, what is the requirement of loops. So the concept of loop is used whenever we need to perform any task again and again in a similar manner, then we make use of loops. Okay, as the literal meaning of loop is like this, right? Circle, anything which is repeating itself, that is called as loop. Anything, if you are playing a song and you are listening it again and again, then we say that the song is being played in loop. Okay, so what is loop? Whenever we have any such program or any problem statement in which a particular task is to be performed again and again in a repeated manner, or you say in a repeated manner, then we use the concept of loops. First thing, in case of loops, we need to have three things. First is starting point, start, then end point. Start point, you say it as start point. End point, technically we called it as initialization. Okay, initialization. Then we have terminating condition. We either say the end point or we say the terminating condition. Okay, that's terminating condition. And how we are moving from start point to the end point, how we are moving, that is sometimes it is increment, sometimes it is decrement. Okay, so these three things before starting any loop, these three things are required. Keep from where we have to start till where we have to go, and third is how we have to move. Okay, so let us take a practical example. If we say that, if we ask any student to move from step, to move into 2 steps, then what we say ki starting step is this. You have to go to the first floor. From ground floor you have to reach to the first floor, and you have to do it 10 times, and you have to take 1 step every time. So what does it mean? Ki what is my starting point? Ground floor. We have to start moving from ground floor, and say first floor, we need to go to first floor. How many times we have to repeat it? Say if I say do it 2 times, from ground to first, from ground to first. So number of times 2. And how you have to move? You have to move step by step. Or if I say move 2 steps at a time. Okay. So that is increment. How you are taking the step. You are going step by step, or you are skipping 1 step and going 2 steps at a time. So that is increment or decrement. So ultimately I have my starting point. Okay, how many times? It means if you have made a one round, okay, when you are making the second round, that is my terminating condition, that you have to do it twice. So that is my terminating condition. Increment decrement matlab how you have to do it. Now let us talk about in programming terms. Say if I say कि write a program to print first 10 natural numbers. ठीक है, तो whenever I am saying natural numbers, so natural numbers means we are starting from 1. What is the next natural number in the queue? 2, right? Then 3, and till where we have to go? I am saying first 10 natural numbers, so 1 to 10. So how, first of all, how you will guess, or how you are going to analyze that we need to use loops? Because see what is happening, we have a starting point here, we have an end point here, and every time we are doing +1. So whatever execution we are doing it in a repetitive manner. And for loop we need only these three things: my initialization, that is my starting point, my ending point, and either increment or decrement. It can be performed by using for loop or while loop, both. Okay, so now let us first understand the syntax of for loop when we are writing our program in Java. It is as similar as we did it in Python. Okay, the only difference is in the syntax. There is no difference in the logic. In case of Python, we used to write for I in range. If you remember, in Python हम क्या लिख रहे थे? We used to write for I in range, and if I write 10, so what does it mean? I by default I will start from 0 and it will go till 9, because the range, if I am giving it as 10, so it is always less than 1, and by default it increments by 1. So 0, then 1, then 2, and so on till 9. Now if I need to do the same thing in Java, what is the syntax of for loop? First let us understand the syntax of for loop. First of all, we write for, all in small letters, then we open this bracket. First we do the initialization part. Okay, we put a semicolon after that, then we put the condition, or you say the terminating condition. What is my condition? To end the loop. And in the last, after that, put a semicolon, and then we use increment or decrement. We do not put a semicolon here. If you will put a semicolon after this, what does the compiler will think? Because semicolon marks the end of any statement, right? So if you will put a semicolon, the for loop will not work. It will not go inside. It will not have anybody. Matlab, if there is anybody inside for loop, it will not be considered by the compiler. Got it? So never put a semicolon after for loop, because semicolon's definition is it marks the end of any statement. Okay. Now if let us go back to this slide, what it is, 1 2 3, we have to print the number, first 10 natural numbers, right? So for printing first 10 natural numbers, let us say what is my starting point, from where we have to start. Since it's a natural number, the starting is 1. I have to print first 10 natural numbers. It means what is my end point? 10. And how we have to do it? every time we have to do the increment by 1, because we have to go 1, 2, 3, 4 and so on till 10. So now I have my initialization point, that is my starting point, which is 1, my terminating condition, which is 10, and then increment or decrement. Clear? So let us write it in as a program. How we can do it? Say import java dot till dot asterisk semicolon. Then we have, you can give any name. This we have already done. Okay, say public class for demo. Okay, since we are giving a demonstration. Now if I am saying first 10 natural numbers, so I do not need to take any extra input. I can write it directly. So the very first line that we write is public static void main, then string type of array, and the name of the array is args, and we open this bracket. Now let us directly come to the for loop, because I'm not taking any integer from, because in the question it is like first 10 natural numbers, so I don't need to take any input from the user. I know my starting point. So for say int I is equal to 1, we put a semicolon here. I is less than equal to 10, again we put a semicolon here. And I plus plus, what is this plus plus? This is an increment operator. Okay, in the operators we have already studied this. I plus plus simply means I plus plus is equivalent to what? I is equal to I plus 1. Got it? Now, since I want to print 1, 2, 3, 4, so how can I do it? System dot out dot print. Since if I will use ln, the numbers will be printed in different lines. If I will use only print, then it will be printed in a horizontal manner. So I am printing it in a horizontal manner. So system dot out dot print I, and then close this, close public and this. Okay, now let us dry run this program. So how we can see how the for loop is actually executing? So we have, let us take this. Okay, now we have I, which is initialized as 1. Then we have I is less than equal to 10. If that condition is true, say assume that this is my output screen. तो कैसे होगा? Initially I is equal to 1. 1 is less than equal to 10. Condition is true. It will directly go here. It will not move on to here. This is my first step. This is my second. And if the condition is true, directly the compiler goes into the body of for loop and performs whatever is to be performed. So system.out.print I. The value of I will be printed, which is 1. Now the compiler will go to the next line. This is the what? End scope of for loop. So it will check whether the for loop is ended or not. But it is not ended. Why? Because the condition is still true. Until and unless this condition becomes false, it will keep on repeating itself. So from here, it will go here and it will do I plus plus. So now the value of I will become 2, right? It will check, is 2 less than 10? Condition is true. Okay. Since the condition is true, it will print I. Since I am not using print ln, it will not print it in the next line. It will print it in the same line. So 2 will be printed. Again, it will come here, it will see ki, okay, this is the end of my for loop. So first of all, let us check whether my for loop is ended or not. It will again go, because what was my last? It was true. It means ki for loop condition has not become false. So again it will go back in the loop and it will increment I. So 3 is less than 10. Condition is again true. So it will print 3. Again 4 is less than equal to 10. Condition is true. It will print 4. I plus plus 5 is less than equal to 10. Condition is again true. It will print 5. And then 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. In the last, it will take 10 is less than equal to 10. Condition is true. It will print 10. After that, still it will not terminate. Why? Because the condition at last was again true. It will again go back from 10. The value of I will become 11. And condition will be checked. 11 is less than equal to 10. Now the condition is false. So the compiler will come out of the loop and nothing will be printed. So first 10 natural numbers are printed by using for loop. So ultimately what we have done the initialization from 1. We have checked the terminating condition and then incremented it. In case of for loop, generally whatever is the condition, the for loop always run n plus 1 times. Say if it is 10 times, the for loop will run 11 times. Why 11 times? Because until and unless we get our terminating condition, तब तक वो लूप चलता रहेगा और टर्मिनेटिंग कंडीशन लास्ट में ही मिलती है, राइट? 10 तक तो मेरी कंडीशन ट्रू थी. Okay, so this is one of the simplest example in case of for loop. The very first question in your code Zinger is key to print the reverse order of a number. Let me show you. See, print natural number in reverse order. Okay, so it means, see, the very first question is this only. For a given a number n, print natural numbers in reverse from n to 1. So now let us take this. Okay. So first of all, it is saying that user will give you n. What is my input? N. So n means any integer number which has to be taken as an input from user. So how do we take input from the user? We use the object of the scanner class, right? So let us do it. Okay, let us do it directly here in the code Zinger. Okay. Okay, so import java.util.asterisk. Then with the name of your class, whatever you want to be, say, I am writing it as static void and this bracket array. To do is, since we have to take input from the user, we need to have a scanner object of a scanner class. So I'm making D as an object, scanner system.in. Okay, and at the last we'll put a semicolon. Now int n is equal to d dot next. We are using of scanner class by using the object D. So in the, what is there in my capital N? The number that we want to print. Now since we have to print the natural number in reverse order, so my for loop will start from n, and what it will go till 1, and instead of increment, what we need to do? We need to do the decrement. Exactly. Good. Okay. So we can have for. Now C class. I have taken n as an input here. So initialization is done here itself, right? So if I will simply write n, it will give you an error, because initialization means you have to initialize some values. And since n is already taken as an input here, so what you can do, you can skip the initialization part and simply put a semicolon here. It will work, because syntax के according initialization होना चाहिए, then terminating condition and then increment decrement. But यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है कि n is being taken as an input from the user. तो it is already initialized here, right? n की वैल्यू हमने ऑलरेडी यहाँ ले ली. तो अगर हम यहाँ पे सिर्फ n लिखेंगे तो यहाँ initialization नहीं हो रहा है. यहाँ पे क्या हो रहा है? Whatever we have taken n as an input, we are simply writing it. So it will give you an error. If you want, I will show you. Let me. So it will be more clear, right? N is say greater than equal to 1, and then n minus minus. Whenever there is a single statement, either in if or for, you need not to use bracket, but on the safe side, we generally use it. Okay. अगर use नहीं करोगे, then also it will not give you any error. Now say print. अच्छा, let us see. Okay, it is printing it in this manner, in horizontal manner, and we need to give the spaces as well, right? See here, output is 10, 9. Okay. So how we can format our output? First of all, we need to put print n, then space. So after printing number, we need to, but now you see it will give you an error because of this. Let me show you. Key n is already declared. See here, not a statement. Why it is not a statement? Because either you need to initialize something here, or if it is already initialized, then you can simply skip this part. Okay. So मैंने क्या किया, उसको skip कर दिया. I have put a semicolon. Okay, fine. It is giving error for the file name, right? Let us rename it as solution. And remove all the other Java files from here. Otherwise, it will give you an error. See, okay? Now it is running properly. ठीक है. अब अगर तुमको यहाँ पे इनिशियलाइज करना ही है, इफ यू वांट टू इनिशियलाइज, तो आपको क्या कर सकते हैं, int take I is equal to n. So now we are doing the initialization part. Now it will work. But agar if you will simply write any variable here, then it will not work. Then we will have I is less than n and I minus minus n. Okay, and then this. It is also correct. Let us check all the cases. Okay, got it? So in my first,
के लिए curly bracket नहीं लगेगा?
For के लिए
curly bracket
लगाया तो है. देखो मैंने for के अंदर में for के बॉडी ओपन तो की है, लेकिन वैसे अगर सिंगल लाइन होती है ना, चाहे वो if else, so whether it is an if else statement or it is a loop statement, if in the body there is a single line which is to be executed, then in that case you can skip these brackets. Because in the last lectures also I said ki you might find in some of the programs ki they have not used these brackets. So whenever there is a single line in the body, we can avoid this. But on the safe side, बाद में ये confusion हो कि whether we need to put it or avoid it. So generally, make it a habit to always open these brackets. Anybody, any doubt? Anybody, any doubt in this?
No.
In for loop?
No.
Yes. हाँ
एक्सक्यूज मी मैम।
हाँ श्योर।
मैम फर्स्ट स्टेटमेंट में जो i माइनस आई है,
हाँ
अगर उसमें मैम 1 की जगह हमें कोई और नंबर लेना हो तो हम कैसे लिखेंगे?
अगर जैसे फॉर एग्जाम्पल आई गॉट योर क्वेश्चन, मतलब इफ यू आर सेइंग इफ आई वांट टू से प्रिंट इवन नंबर्स, राइट? यू आर आस्किंग दिस थिंग, है ना?
यस मैम, यस मैम।
Okay. So is even number, even your odd number means कि instead of increment by 1, you want to have increment or decrement by some other number, either 2, 3, 4, right? ये तो पूछना चाह रहे हो।
Yes,
अभी
ma'am.
क्या हो रहा था कि we were having 1, 2, 3, 4 and till 10, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Now
So it
you
was
want
giving
it
I is
this
equal
way,
to I
2,
minus 1.
4, 6, है ना? Till 10. The increment is with 2, or you say 1, 3, 5, right, like this. So what you can do, see, I minus minus means what? I is equal to I minus 1. So instead of going decrement 1 by 1, if you want to decrease by some other number, say 2, 3, what you can do? I is equal to I minus 2. Okay, it will show a mismatch in the output, but we can see what is the output we are getting. See, it will show you, let me show you, 10, 8, something like this. See, 10, 8, 6, 4, 2. Why starting from 10? Because I is starting from n. And what is my n? 10. Okay. How we are decrementing the value? We are checking कि I should be greater than equal to 1. So the loop is running till 1 and I is equal to I minus 2. So how we are decrementing I? We are decrementing I by 2. So after 10, it is 8, then 6, then 4, then 2. 1 नहीं आएगा. Why? Because after 2, 2 minus 2 will give you 0 and 0 is not greater than equal to 1. I hope I made your doubt clear.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. So it is not necessary to always use I minus minus. See, we can use this format to print the table of any number. If I say print the table of nth number, how you can print? Say, let us see. If I want to print the table of nth number, n is my any number, 10, 5, 2, whatever it is, it depends upon the user. Okay. So let us talk about table of 5. So what is the increment? 5 ones are 5, 5 twos are 10, 5 threes are 15. And I'm saying कि first 10 numbers of a table. So in case of 5, how much it is? 5 tens are 50. So it means how many times we have to run this loop?
10 times.
10 times. So I have my starting condition. What is my starting condition? N.
N is
जिसकी
equal
भी
to
हमें
1.
टेबल प्रिंट करनी है. ठीक
Yes,
है?
ma'am.
What is my terminating condition? I is greater than equal to 10 into n. Because if n is 30, the loop should only run till 30. चलो यही करके दिखा देते हैं. ठीक है? 10 into n. Okay? And then what should be my increment here?
I is equal to n into 5. I into 5.
n plus n से भी तो काम चल जाएगा.
Yes, ma'am.
अगर तुम n into n करोगे तो क्या होगा? First time I is 5, second time it is
10.
n into n, 5 into 5, 25. But I don't want 25. What do I want?
We want 10.
5, then
N
10,
plus n.
then 15. So see, I am not doing the multiplication inside. I am printing the table by using for loop only. So I guess it will work. It will be n plus n. Is it going to work or not?
Ma'am, I should be less than or equal to 10, no, ma'am? 10 into n.
10 into n, no?
Less than or equal to, no, it's greater than or equal.
Sorry. I should start from n and it should be, since we are doing the decrement, less than equal to 10. Okay, now let us see. So see here. Why is it printing 10, 20, 20, 20, 20 only? Say
Ma'am,
I.
shouldn't we use I is equal to I plus n?
Right, bilkul. I is first time 5, then second time it is 10, then next time. Otherwise, what is happening? 5 plus 5, 5 plus 5. This is happening. See. So I have not done any multiplication in my body part. What I am doing? I am printing by using this. If you want, I can dry run it for you. I can dry run. See, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50. यहाँ पे 5 का टेबल आ रहा होगा. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, if you want, let me dry run it for you. Okay, सिर्फ इतना part. Let us see how is this working. Okay, now let us put it in a new slide. It will be more better and clear. Okay. Now see, this is my logic. I have taken n, that is input from the user. How is it working? Now you see. First of all, say n is taken as 5. The user has given n as 5. So now I is equal to n. So initially I is 5. Okay. What is my second thing? I is less than equal to 10 into n. So 10 into 5 is 50. And then increment is done by how much? I is equal to I plus n. N is 5 here. Okay. And this is my output screen. Okay. So initially I is 5. 5 is less than equal to 50. Okay. So let condition is what? True. Since the condition is true, it will go to this body of for loop. It will print I. What is I? 5. It will print 5 and then we have given a space. So it will move on to the next. It will skip one space and then now cursor will be here. Since it will come to this bracket, closing bracket, which is the body of for loop. So again it will go here to see whether my for loop is terminated or not. So since the condition was true, it is not terminated. It will do the increment or decrement part, whatever is in the logic. So what is the new value of I? I plus 5. I is 5. 5 plus 5 is what? 10. So the new value of I is 10. 10 is less than equal to 50. Condition is true. It will print 10 and again it will leave one space because we have given this as a space. Now it will go here. I is equal to I plus 5. So what is the value of I? 10. Right? Plus 5. 15. So the new value of I is 15. 15 is less than equal to 50. Condition is true. It will print 15 and again it will increment I plus 5. So what value of I is 15 plus 5, which is 20. Got it? So then my new value is 20. 20 is less than equal to 50. Condition is true. I is equal to, condition is true. It will print I. It will leave one space. It will go here. Again it is I plus 5. So my I was 20 plus 5, which is 25. It will print. Now the new value of I is 25. 25 is less than equal to 50. Condition is true. It will print 25. And it will go till where? Until we have in the last I is equal to 45 plus 5, which is 50, right? So it will check the new value of I is 50. 50 is less than equal to 50. Condition is true. It will print 50, right? Since condition is true, again it will go to the increment or decrement part. So it is now 50 plus 5, which is 55. Now the new value of I is 55. Is 55 less than equal to 50? Now I am getting this as false. So it will not go inside the body, it will not print anything, and it will come directly out of for loop. So always remember that in case of for loop or whatever, if it is something is being done n times, the loop always execute n plus 1 times. Why so? Because जो last वाला one है, it tells us the, what does it tell? The terminating point. 50 तक तो ये condition true थी ना, तो for loop खत्म नहीं हुआ. For loop कब खत्म होगा? जब next time वो check करेगा और termination होगा. तो 10 times तो ये चला और 11th time पे loop terminate हुआ. Okay, because in Viva it's a very common question कि when, what is the, how many times for loop is executing? For loop is executing n plus 1 times. What is n? N is my terminating condition. Okay, we can do the same program by using while loop.
Ma'am?
What is the,
Ma'am, this can this be done in another way, ma'am?
Yes, yes, there are, see, there is no hard and fast rule for doing any particular program. What you can do, you can also do the same program. Let me change here only. Let us not do it in for loop. I can go it like, do it like this, like I is equal to 1, I is less than equal to n, okay, and then I plus plus. And here what I am doing, printing system.out.print I into n. Then also it will work. Let us check. See, 10, 20, 30, 40, क्योंकि अभी हम क्या कर रहे हैं, हम 1 से जा रहे हैं और n मतलब अगर n की वैल्यू है 10 या 5 and I plus plus and I am printing 1 into 10, 10. I की वैल्यू इंक्रीमेंट हुई 2 into 10, 20. 2, and how many times I am doing it? N number of times. Got it? So there is no hard and fast rule in case of program. Okay? One program may be done by using different logics. Yes, anybody, any other doubt? Let us come back to our original problem. कि we need to print number in reverse order. So हमने reverse order में for loop से करके देख लिया. Now if I want to do the same thing by using while loop, so how can I do it? While n is, in case of while loop, we use the keyword while, and in the bracket we write the terminating condition. Initialization is done here. What is my terminating condition? I want to start from n and I want to go till where? 1, है ना? And then system.out.print as per our format this. Now, is it complete here? Is it completed here? Anybody?
No, ma'am.
No, because हमने initialization part कर दिया, ठीक है, termination part लिख दिया, but where is my increment or decrement? कैसे पता चलेगा कि अब n को move कर, otherwise क्या होगा, ये n की value change नहीं होगी तो condition will always remain true and it will go in a loop और वो hang हो जाएगा, because हम n को ना plus कर रहे हैं ना minus कर रहे हैं, the value of n is not changing. Okay, so n minus minus, or you can write n is equal to n minus 1. Both are the correct ways. So now let us check. See, okay. So this was I was saying that for doing any program, there is never ever any hard and fast rule. Different people can apply different logic. Okay. इसको करने के अलग अलग तरीके हो सकते हैं in case of programming. It completely depend upon your logical part. Okay. Do while has a different concept. See, in case of while or for loop, what happens? Until and unless the condition is not true, it will not work. But in case of do while, initially it will run once and then it will check the logic. How do we write it? How do we write it? Do while loop. Say we write the keyword do, then whatever I want to do, we write the statement, and then while, and then we have the terminating condition, and we put a semicolon. So what happens here? In case of do while, the loop will at least run one time, whereas this is not the case with for and while loop. For and while loop के case में until and unless you condition is true, it will not run. अगर condition first ट्रिप में ही false हो जाएगी तो वो run नहीं करेगा. Do while के केस में क्या होता है कि एक बार तो ये action perform होगा ही होगा and then it will check the condition. So generally do while is very rarely used. It is generally used in some specific programs. Okay, जहाँ हमें क्या है कि first तो हमें ये चाहिए ही चाहिए, उसके बाद we need to perform other things. In that case we generally go for do while loop. Okay. So now for today I am activating the questions. ठीक है. If you find any difficulty, you can either join me on Google Meet and you can ask your doubts. For the first 5 questions, since it is already 11:30, I will put the deadline till 1:30, and for the rest of the questions, okay, you will have 1 week time. Okay, class.